Check, 1, 2.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but confused where to even begin the process? Come to the most trusted and longest established real estate group in Franklin County with Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team.
We've been a proud part of this community since 1979 when my dad, Scott Beckstead, began here in Preston. Since our founding, we've come to know the importance of honesty and promoting a community of giving back. Contact me, Bailey Beckstead, and our team at Beckstead Real Estate for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or renting.
Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in the Cache Valley, offering freshly baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup. Just download the Crumble app or visit their website.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's This is your countdown for the Preston Indians pregame show. Pregame in 30 seconds from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pre-game show in 5 seconds from Mark. The following is a wholly owned production of Cook Brothers Broadcasting. It's time for Preston Indian Sports. This game is a Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com. This is the Preston Indian Crumble Cookie pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach, look at the pregame stats, all leading up to tonight's action. The pregame show is sponsored by Crumble Cookie, bringing friends and families together over the world's best cookies. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and on mylocalradio.com. Well, after a one-day delay, they're finally ready to get the district tournament going, as tonight the Preston Indians play host to the Century Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody. Dan Hubbard with you. John Beverly back in studio tonight. Lyle Fuller will be joining us shortly here tonight as well as we get ready for this game with Jonathan Gilbert also with us tonight as our stage manager here at Preston Gym. So yesterday, big snow over in the Pocatello area with high winds caused snow drifting around the area. Because of that, the Pocatello School District pulled all the buses off the road, and that included all buses that might have been wanting to travel to go to a game. So no game last night. They moved the game to tonight, so they'll play tonight. And the winner of this game here this evening will play at Pocatello coming up on Friday. For the Indians, they've beaten the Century Diamondbacks twice this year. They move into tonight's game, still ranked second in the standings as they're coming off the last game that they won by the score of 65-59. They've beaten Century twice this year, but they say the most difficult thing to do is to win 3 games in one season over the same team. We'll find out here over the next couple of hours. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll continue on with the scene set for tonight's game. Lyle Fuller will join us in a moment as we'll continue on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball here on KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but confused where to even begin the process? Come to the most trusted and longest established real estate group in Franklin County with Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team.
We've been a proud part of this community since 1979 when my dad, Scott Beckstead, began here in Preston. Since our founding, we've come to know the importance of honesty and promoting a community of giving back. Contact me, Bailey Beckstead, and our team at Beckstead Real Estate for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or renting.
Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in the Cache Valley, offering freshly baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup. Just download the Crumble app or visit their website.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston. And welcome back here to the pregame show before the Indians take on the Century Diamondbacks here in the opening game of the district tournament. As Lyle Fuller joins me here on the broadcast here this evening. Good to have you with us here again, sir.
Great to be here. What a great time of year to play some basketball.
It is. It's, as we mentioned before we went to break, the hardest thing to do is beat somebody 3 times in the same year, and that's what Preston's asked to do tonight.
Yeah, of course, in the last time it was just, 6 points up at Century, and now here we are back home, which always helps to play at home. That's where you want to be in the district tournament. Indians have earned that right by beating Century twice in the regular season. So now you've earned it. Now take advantage of it and, come out with a lot of energy and enthusiasm.
Preston's got a lot of things to learn from over their last game as Century actually won the turnover battle in that game, 16-10.
Yeah, and Coach Frost's teams always play hard-nosed defense and try to turn you over and do a great job that way. You'd hope maybe being at home some of those turnovers would be a little bit limited, but you have to have ball security and just a mindset of taking care of the ball.
The big difference in the game was Preston was able to hit their threes for once, and Century struggled. They were 3 for 21 from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's become such a huge part of the game now with every team, and of course we have Hess who can really play well inside, but yeah, a lot of times whether we do well or not is going to depend on whether we can hit some of those threes. We certainly know Pantea from Century is a very capable outside shooter, and I would expect that he would come out and be firing on all cylinders tonight.
This is the next North Star Ultimate Outdoors scene set. Get yourself ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors on State Street at the north end of the city of Preston. We'll take a time out. When we come back, we'll visit with Coach Jones, and we also sit down with Derek Wadsworth, get some more of his recollections of what it was like to play here at Preston. We'll get to those interviews coming up right after this on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
And welcome back to the Crumble Cookie pregame show as we step into the coach's corner and talk to Coach Jones here for a couple of minutes.
KACH
with Coach Jones is brought to you by Evergreen Financial. I stopped by practice yesterday, and the first thing you say is, You had the team all revved up, ready to go for Tuesday night, and you didn't get to play.
Yeah. Excuse me, I got a little cold too, so voice isn't great. But no, it was one of those things you can't control. We were ready to go last night, but we're still ready tonight, and a day later, but we're ready to go. And first round of the district tournament, so a lot to play for now.
That was my next question. How was practice last night?
Good. I mean, they wanted to play, of course, but once we told them that and that'd be tonight, then it was the same as normal, and kids are focused and ready to go.
You've beat this team twice, Century. Once by, was it 19, and then the second time only by 5 or 6. They played a lot stronger at their place than they did here.
Yeah, I thought they were really physical with us last week up at Century, and I'm sure we'll see more of that tonight. It's always harder the more you play a team, and third time's always tough, and they have nothing to lose as well, so they're going to come here motivated and give it their best shot. So I expect a good game, and we need a good start. If we can come out and jump on them early and punch them in the mouth, then they'll start to doubt, and we can play. But if we give them confidence, it'll be a battle the whole way through tonight.
In that game up there at Century last week, they had like 13 more field goal attempts than we did. Is that a little bit of a concern?
Yeah, turnovers killed us up there last time. We had 20 turnovers, and that's 20 times we didn't get a shot. So probably part of the reason. But tonight we're at home. Now we know this matters. You play this postseason basketball. So I think our kids will respond, and got to take care of the ball, execute, rebound, play good defense, and then free throws as well here as we get into the postseason. It'll be going to be big, I believe.
Positive side was guys started hitting 3-pointers again finally.
Yeah, it was good. We've been up and down from the perimeter, and we got a few guys going last game where they each hit some threes, so hopefully that can carry over and we can get that balance that we need, the inside-outside.
I know you're suffering with your voice a little bit. I'll let you save it for yelling at the referees or during the game. Thanks for your time tonight, and best of luck.
All right, thank you.
That's Coach Jones with us before we take on the Century Diamondbacks. Take a timeout, back with more right after this.
Thanks.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
North Star's Ultimate Outdoors is the best provider of power sport vehicles right here in downtown Preston. Vehicles and equipment from brand names that you know and trust, like Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. Stop in and let us get you ready for your next adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts, 777 North State Street, Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had opportunities to talk to several former Preston Indians and what it means, what their recollections are, and what it means to be able to come back and be back here at Preston High School. And we get an opportunity to do that again here tonight as we'll chat for a couple of minutes with assistant coach Derek Wadsworth, who I've heard from a couple of different people. You were a main cog in those 3 straight championships.
Well, I was a part of all 3 of them. I got lucky enough to be Coach Jones's point guard for those first 3. The first one in 2016, 17, and 18. So I got to have a lot of fun here, that's for sure.
What is it like to come back in and be back in here in the gym where you have so many memories now every day?
Well, this place is as special as they come, especially this time of year, and it's the whole town too. You start feeling a little buzz here in February as the season starts to wrap up, and leaving for 4 years, I got to see what it's like to be away from it, and it's exciting being back here. I love it at this place. So,
Braden Parker and Austin Smaley spoke especially high of you. Braden talked about how you guys played together since elementary school, and you were his point guard, and he loved going out on the floor with you.
Mm-hmm. He made my life really easy. I'll say that. He was a special kind of player. He had soft hands. He caught all the passes I threw to him, and he finished better than anybody in the state. So being his point guard was kind of a blessing in a way, because he was so easy to play with and so talented. So
Austin told me that you guys had spent all the summers together. You were neighbors, and you would come over and you would shoot baskets in the backyard with him. And he said his little brother, I assume that was probably Luke, and that you guys would spend the whole summer out there just shooting baskets.
We spent a lot of time on his sport court in the back of his house playing a lot of hoops. Me, him, and Luke. And honestly, that might have been where our connection came in high school. We were playing back there. We had a lot of fun. But we spent a lot of time playing basketball all summer long, all growing up. So
I know you played 3 years with Braden. How many years did you play with Austin?
I got to play. So I was a sophomore when Austin was a senior. So I got to play my last year with him. Or he got to play his last year with me, I should say.
Of course, you guys put the 3 championships together. And, looking back, and I got here for the end of that run, but I missed you guys by 1 year. That, people still talk about that run of 4 championships in 6 years and going to the tournament final 6 straight years. It really leads for what people think is a great dynasty or a great manufacturer of basketball talent here at Preston.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it most certainly does. And honestly, you can attribute a lot of it to Coach Jones. He created a great dynasty here with great culture, and he expects a lot from his kids. And I'm getting to see that through a different window now as a coach with him. But a lot of our success really comes from Coach Jones and what he teaches and what he preaches and what he's done with this place.
Getting a little bit better understanding from player, now seeing it as a coach and why he's doing the things he's doing.
Oh yeah, again, it's a different window. You get to watch film with him and pick his brain, and it's all kind of coming full circle when you get to hear what he's thinking during timeouts and everything. It's a cool experience. I've had a unique experience to get to play and coach with him. It's cool. I'm loving it.
Interesting. My chat with Austin last couple of weeks ago, he talks about Coach Looney at Idaho State and how he preaches rebounding and defense. And I thought to myself, man, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I'm actually lucky because Coach Jones has kind of handed the defense to me. So if we get scored on a bunch, you can point the finger at Coach Wadsworth here. But I got to play 4 years at the College of Idaho with Coach Blaine, and he preaches the exact same thing. If you can't rebound and you can't play defense, you don't get to play. So I'm trying to bring that same mentality here, and I think it's helping us. I really do.
If you could take 1, maybe 2 things away from your experiences here at Preston and take them down the road or use them in other parts of your life, what do you think it might be?
Well, in order to play for Coach Jones, you have to have a relentless mentality. You have to show up every day and give your best. So regardless of what you're doing, for me, it's teaching school. I've got to teach those kids to the best of my ability every day. So I learned that from Coach Jones, and I'm going to try and use that in my life every day.
Excited to help these kids along the same path that you were on?
I am going to try my best. I want them to experience the specialness of this whole thing. Yeah.
That's it. That's the key word. That describes Preston in just one word: special.
Special. This place is as special as it comes, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. It's the whole town. This place has a buzz during this time of year, and that's how you explain it. It's special. That's what this place is.
You are part of that special history that makes up the basketball here at Preston High School. Thanks for taking a few minutes to visit with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Derek Wadsworth with us here on the pregame show. We'll take a time out. We'll come back with more right after this. Calling all cookie lovers. Crumble, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, has fresh new flavors weekly. Until Saturday, enjoy mouth-watering specialty flavors and warm chocolate chip cookies made fresh daily. Crumble is open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. to midnight on Friday and Saturday, and are closed on Sundays. Savor the flavors before they're gone. Order today.
Hey ladies, when you're looking to freshen up your wardrobe, there is no need to travel to the big city shopping centers or the dreaded mall. Stay local and head to Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. They offer great prices on the cutest tops, bottoms, sweaters, shoes and boots, and other accessory items. And best of all, everything is size inclusive from small to 3XL. When you shop local, everything you spend stays right here in Preston and Franklin County. Magnolia Road, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you'll be appreciated. It's even better to know that you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciates every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car or truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street, Preston. It's time for Preston Indian Sports. Today's game is brought to you by Beckstead Real Estate, the real estate experts for Franklin County and beyond. By Crumble Cookie, bringing friends and families together over the world's best cookies. By West Motors, your only stop for newer used cars in Preston and in Logan. By Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce in town. By Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. By Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, we have all the parts you need to keep your car or truck running strong. By Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. By Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tire in North Logan. For tires, brakes, shocks, or alignment, there's only one stop. It's Les Schwab Tire in North Logan. By North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. Well, welcome back here to Preston High School as we get ready for tonight's game. It's the Indians and the Diamondbacks squaring off in the opening game of the district tournaments. As we ask you to stay tuned with us, we'll have the starting lineup and we'll have the opening tip for tonight's game. You're coming up right after this.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
In 1996, my father, Jay Moyle, started producing gourmet beef jerky in the foothills of Clifton, Idaho. Now, over 20 years later, Papa Jay's beef jerky is a staple of the Franklin County community. Family run since the beginning, the modern way of making jerky here at Papa Jay's is the old-fashioned way. Absolutely no shortcuts are taken in producing the finest quality and most delicious smoked meat you can find. Come over to Papa Jay's and bite into a tender, flavorful stick of Papa Jay's, and your view of jerky will never be the same. 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com. Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
It's time to meet tonight's starting lineup for the Preston Indians. The starting lineup is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
Cam Hobbs, Senior, Franklin, Idaho.
Cade Lords, Senior, Preston, Idaho.
Will Hamblin, Senior, Riverdale, Idaho.
Drew Jones, Junior, Preston, Idaho.
Tate Hess, Senior, Preston, Idaho.
To find out how Webb Funeral Home can be of service to you in your time of need, call 208-852-0533 or check out their website at webbmortuary.com.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back here. We're just about ready to tip it off. Lyle, what are some of your keys for tonight's game for the Indians?
Coach Jones mentioned in the pregame getting off to a good start. I think that's definitely one in a district tournament game, but also ball control and hold Pantea to under 20 points. Make some of their other guys score. Try to hold Pantea under 20 and rebound the heck out of the basketball.
Here's the starters tonight for the Century Diamondbacks. As Lyle mentioned, Luke Pantea, Elias Blackhawk, Bentley Gunter, Richie Bull, who led the Diamondbacks in scoring against the Indians last week, and Charles Horak, who fouled out very early in the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah, he's just a 6'2 sophomore, but solidly built and jumps really well, Horrocks does. So we'll see if Hess can use it in his height advantage there.
So waiting for the Indians to come out onto the floor as we'll get tonight's game started here. As winner of tonight's game will play at Pocatello coming up on Friday night because of the delay and pushing everything back a day. So we're ready to go as we'll get tonight's game started here. The Indians wearing their home whites, and they'll go from right to left across your radio dial here in the first half as they control the opening tap. Hamlin on the right wing, back out top as Hess pops up to get it. Comes to Hobbs now over on the left side. Cam wants to drive. Nice move. Goes up and around Blackhawk and gets it in.
Yeah, he sees a matchup that he likes. Hobbs does. Drives it in.
So here comes Pantea for the first time tonight. Gives it off to Horrocks. Back to Pantea at the right elbow. Looks. Doesn't take it. Now he will. He'll miss it. And Jones has the first rebound of the game for the Indians. Weaves his way through traffic. Back up to the front court. Looks at a three right away and hits it. That's a good sign, as the Indians, who really turned up the threes the other night at Century.
Yeah, Drew stepped into that one very confidently, knocked it down.
Blackhawk wants to drive, turns inside, lost it, picked up by Horrocks, who missed the layup inside. Jones has the rebound again, pushes it back up into the front court. Over in the corner it goes there to Lords. Lords looks down low, can't get it there. Tried to get it down inside. It's going to be off the hands of Hobbs and out of bounds. Go ahead.
Good idea. Just couldn't find the handle on the pass.
Starting lineup for tonight's game were brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925.
Hobbs will draw the initial defensive assignment on Pantea. Indians in a man-to-man.
Horrocks, he stands in the three-point area, gives it off to Pantea, dropped it momentarily. Was not a double dribble, as the officials said it was touched and knocked out of his hands. Back to Blackhawk, a long three. That's no good. Again, the rebound is off, taken down there by Hamlin. Back to Jones in the front court. Look out, he's shooting from the next county, and it's an air ball. Saved by Lords on the floor to Hobbs, down the middle, off the glass. No, Hess has the rebound, and he's fouled going up.
Good crashing the boards there by Hess.
Jones let one go from out near Bear Lake.
Yeah, right somewhere on the Indian logo there. And alertly saved by Lords.
Rebound pass comes to Lords. Back to Hamlin. He's going to shoot from the same general area. That's no good. As Lords chase it down, saves it on the floor off a couple of hands, finally picked up by Pantea. He'll hustle the ball back up into the front court. Pantea in the corner to Blackhawk. A three from the corner. In, out, back in.
Yeah, well-designed break there by Century. Blackhawk with an open three.
Pantea had a dozen last game against the Indians last week. Back over at the Snake Pit. Hamlin back out top to Lords again. One bounce dribble, get it down low to Hess. Being bodied there, turns on Horrocks, goes over Horrocks and gets it in.
I was just going to say the Indians need to get Hess a touch inside, and there they go.
Pantea back to Bull. Bull had an outstanding game shooting the other night. Gives it back over to free throw line extended left to Blackhawk. Now back out top to Pantea. Swing it back over to Bull again. Again, free throw line extended left as he'll hold it there. Back out top as it comes to Guntner. On the right side, back to Blackhawk. Pantea comes back to meet it now with 9 seconds on the shot clock. 3 minutes gone in the quarter. Back to go to Horrocks. Goes high off the glass and gets the soft roll, and it goes in.
Yeah, pretty shot. One-handed teardrop runner there from Horrocks.
Horrocks, the big guy inside, had only 2 points in that game last week, and he fouled out early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's a rebounder, defender.
As inbound pass, Hess had it knocked away, but he deflects it back to Hobbs, and Hobbs knocks down the three. Preston up by 5, 10-5 here on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Not quite halfway through quarter number one. Look out, Hobbs. Good move, intercepts as he jumps in front of Pantea, takes it away and lays it in. And Century needs a timeout right away. This timeout brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, stop in for your new look at 27 South State Street in Preston. It's a Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Coach Jones talked about getting off to a quick start, and it's a 12-5 lead, not quite halfway through the quarter.
Yeah, great start. Hobbs, 7 points already.
Pantea down on the right block, goes up and in.
Pantea is a couple inches taller than Cam. Got him down on the block, turned and fired over him.
He's got a nice soft hands, produces a nice soft shot.
Yeah, and it always helps to be left-handed for some reason, too.
Hobbs down low to Hess on the left block. Lets the Cutters go through. Tries to back in. Drop step on Horak, and he missed the layup. Bull has the rebound. Tough shot there as it goes back to Pantea, back up in the front court. Behind the back dribble. Give it back to Bull for three. No good. As Jones there, he's got another rebound. Horak comes over to give him a bump, and Jones gives him a sharp elbow. Gianfranco Peralta into the game. 33 in purple for the Diamondbacks. Chess to Hobbs, down low, comes back down low to Hamlin. Give it back to Hess. Drives. Horak got a piece of it, but fouled him.
It's like he was fouled the first time and no call. Got the second one.
Yeah, I think he called the first one because he's calling it on the floor, and it's going to go on Horak.
Yeah,
that'll be his first. Horak's. First quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Northern Title, a name you can trust around here in the tri-state area. Good deeds done daily. Call to find out how. 208-852-5700. Hobbs to get it in. He'll bring it in to Hess way out the top of the key. Now back to Hobbs on the left wing. As he brings it back across the top, 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Preston leads 12-7. Hamlin has it on the right side as he being guarded there fairly tightly by Pantea, and Hess comes out to meet the ball. Harris into the game, has it in the right corner, spin move, drives, gets a couple of men up, and then from behind, it's Adamson just into the game, draws the foul.
Yeah, Harris driving it all the way along the baseline from 22 feet out, spinning, whirling, faking.
Kevin Adamson, who played a pretty good game in that game up there last week. Although he finished only with 3 points, he was a strong individual. As here's Harris, he makes the first. Caden Larson into the game here for the Indians, as Will Hamlin will go to the bench.
Well, those are the two primary substitutes for the Indians, have been all year. Been very productive at times too all year.
Harris' second free throw, rolls in and out. 13-7, Preston on top on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Pantea wants to drive, gets cut off. In the corner, it goes to Payne. His three is no good. Hobbs up high to grab the rebound. Quickly into the front court, back to Jones. From the Arrowhead logo, comes across, down low, get it back to Hobbs, lay it up and in. That's a great look from Jones.
Yeah.
Back down at the other end, layup by Blackhawk, no good. Gets it back in the corner, spins, wants to shoot, can't. Finally comes back to Pantea. And he's fouled on the three. Foul's going to go against Caden Larson on the three-point attempt. So Blackhawk's going to, Pantea rather, is going to go to the free throw line for 3 free throw attempts.
First trip to the line for any of the Diamondbacks here tonight.
First one by Pantea is good. Century was 10 for 17 in that game up there last week.
So not amazing.
About average, 58%. Second one, no good. Tonight's game brought to you by Naylor Insurance for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by to find out how you can save at 223 North State Street in Preston. Here's Pantea's third. He makes 2 out of 3. Still a 6-point lead, 15-9. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter for the Indians. As Harris pops up to get it at the left elbow, lobs it down low to Hess. Great pass as he gets away from Adamson for the layup.
That art of the entry pass we've talked about before. A good loft to get up over the defender.
Pantea down to the right baseline, bounces it down low. Look out. Poked away from behind, picked up again as Guntner will pick it back up. The shot by Peralta is no good. As Guntner gets it back down low from the left block, his shot no good. Spencer Payne just standing there minding his own business, and the ball landed in his hands for the layup.
Century, I think 4 cracks at it. The Indians couldn't box out.
Jones swings it back out. Larson for 3. Short. Harris tried for the rebound, knocked around, finally saved on the floor by Payne as he gets it back to Peralta. To Pantea, I should say. Down low, his pass intercepted by Hobbs. Here comes the Indians. 4-on-2, Hobbs all the way. Kick it back outside. Jones for 3, short. As Harris had it, tapped it a couple of times and hit it out of bounds. 58 seconds left in the quarter. Preston still with a 6-point lead at 17-11.
Yeah, the Indians have hit a couple threes here so far, but I'd like to see them go inside a little bit more and work that advantage, the height advantage they have inside.
They show full court press for the first time here tonight as it comes to Pantea. In the backcourt to Bull, back to Pantea. Gets it across the timeline. It's kicked by Jones. A kick save and a beauty.
Almost ended up right in our lap, but
with a style of Ken Dryden in his heyday with the Canadians back in the mid-'70s.
That's right.
Not that he had a whole lot of time to have to make saves. The rumor was that the defense for the Canadians was so good, oftentimes you could catch Dryden catching people, counting people, how many were in the stands that night. That was the rumor.
That's the rumor.
So Century gets it back in. Blackhawk down the paint. His shot no good. Rebound to Bull, but Hobbs, a little reach in on the rebound, and we're going to draw the foul across the arms as Bull was going to go back up. So first foul on Hobbs, second on the team. And Richie Bull will go to the line.
Last couple trips, it's been the Diamondbacks crashing the offensive boards.
First one by Bull is good for his first point of the game. He led Century in scoring last week at the Snake Pit. He had 18 in that game as he misses the second. Rebounds off to Larson. He'll give it to Hobbs, who comes across the timeline with 35 seconds left in the half. Shot clock is at 25. There's about a 6-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. As Jones loses it down low, picked up there by Blackhawk. Shot clock is off as they get it back up at the front court. Bull to Pantea with 20 seconds left in the quarter. He holds it on the right wing. Tries to step in, still holds it with 14. Larson up on him tight. Holds up one finger with 10. It's the screen. They're double teaming him. Now he gives it to Bull. Back to Pantea. To Blackhawk in the corner with 3, with 2. He loses it. Not going to get the shot off. He does, but it's no good. Wild shot by Blackhawk after he lost it and regained control, but Preston will lead by 5 as we're done with the first quarter. 17-12 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with second quarter action right after this.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
There's no better family activity than a night out at the movies. Worm Creek Opera House Theater on State Street in Preston is your local home for first-run family movies. The historic theater offers top-flight comfort, the coolest refreshments, and quality entertainment, all at family prices. Stop by the Worm Creek Opera House at 70 South State Street in downtown Preston. For tickets, show times, and a list of upcoming attractions, go to wormcreek.org.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Coming up this weekend at the Opera House, you can see Ant-Man. For tickets and showtimes, go to their website, wormcreek.org.
Yeah, that'll be a popular one there.
Preston led at the end of each quarter last week in that game down at Century, and they lead after the first quarter tonight. As comes over, Blackhawk rises 14 feet straight away, hits it.
Yeah, he shook off Jones with a screen from a teammate, got in the lane there.
Blackhawk has 5, and Century cuts the lead down to 3, 17-14. Harris runs over Bull, no call there, but the call is out of bounds as Harris landed out of bounds with the ball.
Yeah, Harris not really anywhere to go with that one. Maybe it would have been better to pull that one out.
So here comes the Diamondbacks back up the floor. They can get even with the tray here as Pantea gets it off to Blackhawk. Free throw line extended right, holds it up over his head. To Horrocks on the angle right, back to Pantea. Wants to drive down the middle, left-handed, throws it up in the air and throws it in.
I swear, it's just hard. You forget guys are left-handed. They played the block on his right hand, and of course he's left-handed, goes up, makes the layup.
And then that's the thing that Jones said before, was they have to try to force him to go right.
Yep, exactly.
Because he is left-handed. Hess in the lane, lost control, and then it's a double dribble.
So 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for the Indians to start the second quarter.
17-16. 1 minute gone here in quarter number 2. Up into the front court, it comes to Blackhawk. Elevates for a 3. Boy, that went way down and rattled out. Rebound off to Hobbs. Throw it up into the front court. Hess let it go over his head. He thought it was intended for somebody else. Jones able to save it in the corner and get it back to himself, as he'll now pull it back out. Hess comes out to set the screen. Jones goes around it, almost double dribbled, then lost it and was poked away. They're going to say Jones lost control of it.
Yeah, the Indians got to get a shot on the goal. There's 3 turnovers in a row now.
Will Hamblin back onto the floor as Jones is going to come out for a minute. As Pantea will walk it back up the floor. Still a 1-point lead. Bull has it. Free throw line extended right. Holds it there. Comes back to Blackhawk on the angle right. Back over on the right side to Bull. Tries to go baseline. Gets cut off by Lords. Swing it all the way back to Pantea. Free throw line extended left. Blackhawk up top. Almost lost it. Back to Pantea. He's got a wide open look at a 3. No good. Bull inside with a good rebound. We'll get it back outside to Blackhawk again, and a foul on Hobbs. Reached in and poked it away, but got a little bit too much arm. That's 2 on Cam, 3 on the team.
Yep, opportunity created by another offensive rebound for Century. Got to box those guys out.
Hold on, we're going to get Jones back in the game to get Hobbs and his 2 fouls off. So Blackhawk will get it in. Pantea in the corner. Bounce it back down low to Horrocks. In the paint, spins, throws it up in the air just to try to draw the foul. A wild shot, not effective as Harris has it up the floor. Comes to Lords at 3, that's way too long. Bull has the air ball, coming back the other way. Get it ahead to Guntner. Guntner tries to go up, no good. Rebound to Pantea, that's no good. And once again, the Indians dodge a bullet and come back the other way. Jones spins, scoop shot in the lane, no good, and
good travel.
You're going to call a traveling call. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care that you'll find in all of the Cache Valley.
Indians got to settle down a little and tighten up the ball security here.
They like to press and push so much that sometimes they just find themselves in an unscorable area.
Uncomfortable, yeah. Faster you go, the more mistakes you make generally.
Back down low, Guntner has it on the right block. His shot goes off the side of the board. Lords pulls it out of midair. Lords into the front court. Hamlin from the right corner, 3, good! Hamlin has his first points of the game. Had a great game the other night down in Set Century. Had 11 points total in the game and made 3 threes in the game as Preston really started to shoot threes a lot better. Bull has it, right left baseline, back out top as it comes to Blackhawk. Back to Pantea. He looks at a 3. That's good. Pantea's got 9 here in the first half. It's still a 1-point game at 20-19. 4:35 to play here in the first half. Lords has it, free throw line extended left. Look down low to Hess.
Missed, there we go.
As now he gets it down to him on the bounce pass, tries to back in on Horrocks. Spins, goes over Horrocks, no. Lords down low and gets fouled with good position, got the rebound and got fouled going back up. Got his body in front of Blackhawk, and Elias Blackhawk, all he could do was just foul him, trying to tie him up when he's going back up, and got whistled for the foul.
Yeah, great offensive board. Lords has had 3 boards here in the second quarter alone. Great hustle.
So here's Lords, a 57% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first. Tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce you'll find in Preston and in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market on State Street in downtown Preston. Lords is second, a little bit too long, tapped in midair. Bull able to pull it down as he'll give it off to Pantea back up into the front court. Pantea almost slips and falls, able to regain his balance without drawing a traveling call as he comes back to Blackhawk. Swing it back over to Payne. His 3 is woefully short, taken down there by Lords, who'll give it back to Jones. Halfway through quarter number 2, 4 minutes to play. Preston leads by 2, 21-19 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Harris up to the free throw line area to get it. Back to Hamlin, another wide open three, and out. And a foul from behind. Lords ran over Spencer Payne. They get to the rebound.
Yeah, Hamlin rarely is that open for a three, but that one went halfway down, climbed back up out.
For Preston in that game, I said that they started to get their legs under them on the threes again. They were still only 37%. They were 6 for 16 from behind the arc, but that's better than it was.
Better than, Pocatello 1 for 16 in the game we lost by 1 here.
So 21-19, Century ball, backcourt, no pressure put on by the Indians. Jones will meet it as it comes to the timeline as Pantea gets into the front 47 feet. Back to Pantea from Bull. Pulls up, tries to get a shot. Now he'll force it down low to Bull. Able to control it, whip it back on the court to Blackhawk, and Blackhawk able to make the shot. It's a three-pointer, and it gives them a lead. And a timeout called by Jones. 22-21, Century gains their first lead of the game. It's a timeout on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball here on KACH. Calling all cookie lovers. Crumble, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, has fresh new flavors weekly. Until Saturday, enjoy mouth-watering specialty flavors and warm chocolate chip cookies made fresh daily. Crumble is open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays, 8 a.m. to midnight on Friday and Saturday, and are closed on Sundays. Savor the flavors before they're gone. Order today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So a 10-4 run for the Diamondbacks to open the second quarter gets them a 1-point lead at 22-21.
Yeah, the Indians have really been bit by the turnover bug here in this second quarter. Let the Diamondbacks claw back into it. Yeah, they've outscored, as you said, Preston 10-4 here.
So the Indians have the ball after the timeout as Larson gets it up into the front court. Great move. Gets it back over in the corner to Hamlin. Hamlin drops it down on the block as it goes back to Hess. Trying to back in. Give it back to Lord. Straight up from 12. No. Hess has the rebound, then has it poked away as coming across to poke it away from him. They're going to charge the foul against Richie Bull. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Pantea, but they're going to charge it to Bull, who came flashing through there. So here comes Gianfranco Peralta back into the game, the young sophomore. He'll replace Bull. As Bull now with 2 fouls in the game. 5 on the Diamondbacks here in the first half. Preston only with 4. Larson gets it in down low. Down low to Harris. Turns, goes up around Peralta and in.
Good strength on that move by Harris. Went right up into his chest and hands, shot it right through him.
Peralta comes over to Gabe Newton into the game for the first time. Now we're on the left side to Blackhawk. Back to Newton. Wants to drive. He runs into Hess and has to kind of alter his shot, but Hess is probably going to draw a foul. And nope, they're going to call it on Hamlin instead. That's okay. I'd rather have it go on him.
Yeah, no argument.
So Preston back in the lead. They lead 23-22. As here's the first free throw put up by Gabe Newton, and it's no good. West Motors helps bring you tonight's game. West Motors is the only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Newton's second free throw, he missed them both, and Hess has the rebound. So Preston stays up by a point. 23-22. Lords into the front court, comes around the screen. Now wants to drive all the way. Kicks it back in the corner to Hamlin. Back to Jones. Another three. Good. Drew Jones hits another one from distance. And Preston opens the lead back up as it's open to 4 points again. 26-22.
Big shot. Let's see if we can build off the momentum of that made three.
Blackhawk down in the left corner there. It goes to Newton. Back out top. Back to Horrocks. Horrocks elevates. Good block there as Hess got a hand on it. Jones able to collect it. Brings it back up. Another long three. Good again. Drew Jones lighting it up. Century needs a timeout. 29-22 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. It's a full timeout, and this timeout brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, remember they can still help you develop a new look at Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. This is a Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball, and it's right here on KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
105.5 FM KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston Proud, Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston Proud and Idaho Strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton Proud and Idaho Strong.
We're Preston Proud, Idaho Strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
Indians on an 8-0 run, get the lead back as it's now 29-22. Remember, the winner of this game will play at Pocatello on Friday night.
The Indians have gone on this little run with two of their starters on the bench, Hobbs and Lords. Hobbs with those two fouls. Too bad he came out to 9 points in that first quarter, really came out firing, picked up second foul, been sitting most of this quarter.
Tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock, the Westside girls will play their opening round game at State. That'll be followed by the Westside boys taking on Bear Lake tomorrow night. As offensive foul against Pantea. Illegal screen against Luke.
Yep.
His first 6 on the team. That means free throws for the Indians for the final minute and a half or so of the first half. So Larson back up into the front court. Hesitates, turns, can't find anybody. Now gives it to Hamlin, who looks at a 3. That's no good. Hess with a good rebound. As get down low, Horax trying to keep him off the rim. That's no good. Taken away. Hamlin lost it, and then Hamlin reaches in and will draw the foul.
Yeah, despite giving up several inches, Horax he's just a strong kid.
They didn't call it on Hess. They called it on Hess and not Hamlin.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not sure what he was seeing as it comes back to Horrocks. Back to Pantea. Elevates for a 3. In and out, no. And the rebound and a foul from behind. Hess picks up his second foul. Nope, they called that one on Harris. I thought they were going to call that on Hess from behind.
Yeah, so did the coaching staff. They had Titan Knapp up at the scores table ready to go in for Hess. But it was on Cruz Harris instead, so Hess will stay in the game.
So that's 17 fouls now on the Indians, and it's going to give Charlie Horrocks 1 and 1. Horrocks, boy, the first one is about 1.5 feet too long, and it's no good. 29-22. Since we mentioned that the Century was on that run, scoring-wise, that was their first point since then.
Yeah.
To make it 29-23 as Horrocks will come out, and they get Kevin Adamson back into the game. 1:10 to play here in the first half. Preston leading by 6, 29-23 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Harris has it, gives it back to Hamlin on the angle right. Hess back at the top of the key, tries to lob it down low to Harris, and the pass is too high and out of bounds.
Yep, too tall.
1 minute exactly to play in the half. Invite you to stay tuned. The Level 10 Life halftime report coming up in just a couple of moments as Blackhawk has it. Free throw line extended right. On the angle right, has his shot partially blocked by Larson. Back to Pantea on the right side, short as the rebound is off, taken by Harris. All the way up the floor, they try to get it to Larson. Nice play by Blackhawk to hustle across and knock it away. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Larson will get it back in. As it comes to Jones. Back to Larson, across the top of the key, Harris. Back to Hamlin. On the right side, back to Jones. Hess comes out to set the pick with 29 on the clock. Shot clock only with 15 seconds left as Jones wants to go baseline, gets cut off. Back to Hamlin. Will gives it back in the corner again with Larson with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Comes back to Hess with 5. Back to Larson with 3. With 2, they lose it. as Pantea hustles up the floor. Good move inside and traveled in the process. Did they call it? Yes, they did. So the traveling violation gives the ball back to the Indians with 7.8 seconds left in the half.
Which is enough time to do something. You don't have to take a half-court heave with that much time. You got to go, though.
Pantea pressures the ball in the backcourt and reach-in foul as Jones gets to the mid-court stripe. And it's going to send him to the free throw line.
I'm not sure why he did that.
Foul's on Pantea.
Yeah, it's almost like Pantea thought they had a foul to give.
It's, we see that quite often. You foul somebody 47 feet from the basket with just 2 or 3 seconds left in the quarter. At this time, 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
You're going to pay him to shoot from 47 feet.
Yeah, instead of a tough three, now he gets a couple free throws.
And Drew Jones makes the first. That gives him 10 here in the first half. 30-27, Preston leading. As we mentioned, 4.8 left, and now hold on. Got a violation.
We have a lane violation on the Indians. What are we doing?
They replace a man on the lane after they gave Jones the ball.
That's what I think the discussion is.
And indeed, they're going to call it a turnover. And the ball's going to go back to Century now.
Coach Jones is saying the other ref waved him in. He waved him in to take his place on the line, but to no avail.
Here comes Pantea in the front court. Loft balance shot from the top of the key is no good, as that's the way the first half will end. Good quarter for the Indians as they add another 13 to the scoreboard, and they'll lead 30-23 at the end of the first half on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Stay tuned. The Level 10 Life halftime report is coming up on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball on KACH and on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Level 10 Life provides skilled one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation today at level10lifecoach.com.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but confused where to even begin the process? Come to the most trusted and longest established real estate group in Franklin County with Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team.
We've been a proud part of this community since 1979 when my dad, Scott Beckstead, began here in Preston. Since our founding, we've come to know the importance of honesty and promoting a community of giving back. Contact me, Bailey Beckstead, and our team at Beckstead Real Estate for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or renting.
Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in the Cache Valley, offering freshly baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup. Just download the Crumble app or visit their website.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com.
With over 24 years of building multifamily and commercial projects across the Intermountain West, Procon stands apart as a leader in the custom framing industry, driven by the standard of delivering the highest level of customer service, high-quality work, and integrity. Procon is dedicated to building multifamily and commercial properties that exceed customer expectations. Visit online to see why Procon stands above the rest at buildprocon.com.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And welcome in here to the halftime show. Get a look at the Fidels performing out on the floor. I should say the district champion Fidels once again.
Yeah.
As the halftime report brought to you by Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Find out more at level10lifecoach.com. Coach Jones said they needed to get out to a good start in the first half, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, great start by the Indians. They let Preston back into it. Century. Century actually took a 1-point lead there as that second quarter wore on, but Preston able to put some more points on the board and come out with a halftime lead, which you have to feel good about. I think Preston's done a lot of good things. Probably what they're talking about in the locker room, I would imagine, is not letting Century offensive rebound the ball so much and tighten up those turnovers like we talked about in the pregame.
Pantea shot well in the first half. Blackhawk quietly shot well. They had 9 and 8 between them.
Yeah, those guys are both excellent shooters, and you expect that out of Century. They're going to play hard defense. They're going to run the shot clock down almost to the end before they get a shot off, and they certainly followed that game plan. Indians just need to be, I think, a little more patient on offense and not rush into things that cause those turnovers.
Jones had 15 in the game down there last week. He has 10 here in the first half.
Yeah, great job by Drew. He knocked down 3 balls in that first half, hits a free throw, and he really hit some big shots there at key times for the Indians.
So Preston leads 30-23. We'll come back. We'll look at the stats from the first half right after this as we continue. It's the Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball. We'll be right back.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, let's take a look and see how the stats read out here after the first half of tonight's game. Stats report brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to you to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today at 208-852-2364 or stop by and see them at 33 South 1st East in Preston. For the Diamondbacks, Luke Pantea finished the first half with 9. Elias Blackhawk finished the first half with 8. It was 2 points in the first half for Spencer Payne and 1 point for Richie Bull, 2 points for Charlie Horak, and that's it for their total of 23.
On the Indian side, individual scoring, Cam Hobbs had 9 points. He made 3 two-pointers and a three-pointer. Drew Jones led the Indians with 10 in that first half. He had 3 threes and a free throw. Tate Hess had 4. Cade Lords had 1. Will Hamblin had 3 on a three-pointer. Cruz Harris had 3. And Caden Larson played and did not score in that first half. The Indians, Dan, go 6 out of 10 from two-point land. 5 for 12 on threes, so really pretty good percentage there, and 3 for 5 from the free throw line. The big number that jumps out, we've talked about turnovers. I've got the Indians with 8 turnovers in that first half, and that's about 4 or 5 too many.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly half of what they had in the game last week up at the Snake Pit. Hey, did you hear about the West Side game last night? Eli Brown hits the big three with 2 seconds to play, remaining in regulation, forced the game to overtime, and they win it in overtime.
Great win for the Pirates on the road. You know, West Side, they play so deep into the season football-wise that sometimes it seems like it takes a while for them to get going in the basketball season. Coach Brown's got that team rounding into form at the right time, it looks like. Now their prize for winning that is a matchup against top-seeded Bear Lake, who's a very tough team. But the Pirates, congratulate them on that great win.
So they'll be at Bear Lake tomorrow. I'll have that game for you tomorrow night, live on my local radio. And coming up after the girls' game at State tomorrow, as they play Ryrie in the first round of the state tournament coming up tomorrow. Cody's in Boise, and he'll have that game for you tomorrow.
Certainly wish the Lady Pirates all the best luck there at State as well.
We'll take a timeout. Second half coming up right after this.
Level 10 Life provides skilled one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation today at level10lifecoach.com.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
I think I forgot to mention the tip-off time for the girls' game tomorrow. That's 5 o'clock from Bishop Kelly High School tomorrow afternoon. And then the boys' game will be joined in progress right after that. So that's what's coming up tomorrow. Winner of this game has a date with the Pocatello Thunder on Friday evening at the Pit.
Yeah, people are expecting Tuesday, Thursday. The snowstorm threw that schedule off, so it's a Wednesday, Friday this week. And so, you know, folks were expecting what would happen to the ball game. That's what happened. It got called off.
It got called off because of travel. They wouldn't let the buses run. But roads were still bad enough that they canceled school again today. But up against it, they had to be able to play these games. It was going to throw everything off, so they traveled today after all.
Yeah, the storm we didn't see much of here, but apparently it was much worse further north.
I was told they got about 8 inches with heavy winds, so the snow was drifting all over the highways and making it really not a good driving situation, especially for buses.
Yeah.
So here we go. Preston leads by 7 as we start the third quarter. Indians have the ball as Jones gets it into Hobbs. 30-23 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Hobbs looks down the right side. In the corner, it goes there to Jones. Jones has it there. It comes to Hassboy wide open as Horak got caught up in the middle. Bull reaches in. Horak reaches in. Comes back out to Jones, who's double teamed in the corner. Still holds it there. Down to 15 on the clock. Back inside to Hess. Off the glass and in.
Good patience. Century brought the double, and Hess passed out of it. Got it back.
Back to Blackhawk. His three is no good. Bull flashes over to grab the rebound. Back down low, it comes to Horrocks. Horrocks wants to drive the left base, bounce it down low. Gunter had to go right through his hands. Comes to Jones, back up into the front court for the Indians. Hobbs out in the corner. Hamlin, as Horrocks late getting there, back up the floor, and he reached in and tied up Hamlin, but he's also going to draw the foul.
Yeah, Horrocks just trying to create a tie-up, but an obvious foul situation, as you talked about. He seems to draw a lot of fouls.
He was so late getting up the floor. When they got the ball to Hamlin, Hamlin was just completely befuddled because Horrocks came out of nowhere.
Right. So he'll come out, and Adamson back in for Century.
As Horrocks will go back to the bench. Hobbs drives in the corner. Hamlin for three. Good.
Great drive and dish by Hobbs. Now Hobbs with a steal. Oh.
And the Century gets it back as Pantea gets it back in the backcourt. Jones falls down and goes back to Adamson, wants to drive, gets the hoop and the harm.
Very little harm, but they will call it.
Basket's good. Foul's going to go against Hobbs. And for Cam, that's 3.
That's 3. He's looking at the coaches saying, I'm good, leave me in. And coaches are deliberating what to do on that.
So here's the junior, Kevin Adamson, at the free throw line. The free throw's no good. Bull gets the rebound inside, goes up, no. Gets his own rebound back down low, and he's fouled from behind.
I think they're going to get Hess.
I think they are too. He got away with one earlier. Nope, they called it on Lords. They called it on 23. So Lords draws the foul. Hess escapes again.
Lords saying, he hit me in the back. How's that a foul on me?
So here's Richie Bull. First free throw rattles in and falls in. Bull, who had 18 in the last meeting between the two teams, that's just his second point here tonight. Misses the second free throw as well. Lords has the rebound. Hobbs in a hurry back up into the front court. Crossover dribble. Goes around Guntner and goes up and is fouled going up. Be a two-shot foul, shooting foul. As Guntner, even though they got around him, Guntner still reached out and fouled him. So the first one by Hobbs is good. Cam now with double digits in the game. And makes them both. So 37-26, Preston's biggest lead is 11 with 6.5 to play here in quarter number 3 as it comes to Adamson, way outside the arc. Gives it to Pantea. Almost lost it. Now he does lose it as Hobbs reaches in to grab it, but they're going to call it a held ball, and it's going to stay with Century. Third quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, 17 South State Street in Preston. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. As it comes into the backcourt rather, to Pantea. Gets it up into the front court now, bounces it to Adamson at the right elbow. Holds it there, now wants to drive down the paint, goes up around Hess, has it blocked there by Hess, it goes out of bounds. And Adamson trying to look and say, nope, that's going to be off Hess.
I thought Adamson touched it while he was out of bounds, but I guess I was wrong on that.
So Blackhawk gets it in. Pantea from along the left base hits the two-pointer.
That's a set inbounds play. They run, screen, get Pantea loose. Now here's Hamlin coming the other way.
That shot no good. Lords with the rebound inside, and Bull with the foul. Good rebound inside there by Lords, and Bull had no choice. He had to hit him across the arm. That's 3 on Bull.
Lords earns his second trip to the line tonight. Very active on the boards.
As we're going to get Spencer Payne back in here in just a second, as the first free throw here is good by Lords. Lords just hitting a couple of free throws in the game, has 2, as Spencer Payne back into the game. As Richie Bull will go to the bench. So here's Lords once again. Second free throw, rattles around, stays out as Hess has it, and then Hess will be called a held ball, and it's going to stay with the nope, it's going to be a foul on Payne. I thought they called it a held ball, but instead, no, they called it a foul on Payne.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but Indians will keep it inbounds under their own basket here.
First on Payne, fourth on the Diamondbacks. Larson to get it in. Bounces it inside to Lords for the layup. Back up into the front court quickly. Preston back up by a dozen again. Blackhawk, Payne. In the corner, it goes there to Gunter. Doesn't shoot, gets it back outside as it comes back to Pantea. He'll back it back out near the timeline. Gunter has it again, free throw line extended left. Back out top as it comes once again there to Adamson. Adamson holding. Pantea, top of the key. Kind of hits a slick spot, almost loses his balance for the second time tonight. And then a foul as contact made on the shot. And Pantea is going to go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul will be on Caden Larson.
Yeah, Caden trailing that play, just reached out and fouled him on the head as he shot it.
That is his second. Tonight's game brought to you by Les Schwab Tire in North Logan. Your one stop for tires, brakes, alignment, and more. As the first free throw is no good. You'll find Les Schwab Tire in North Logan at 986 North Main. Third quarter of tonight's game also brought to you by Preston Auto Parts Car Quest. Stop in downtown Preston and see them at 17 South State Street. And Pantea missed them both. And a pushing foul from behind as Adamson, frustrated that Hess got the rebound in front of him, gave him a little push out of bounds. That's going to be his second and now 5 on the Diamondbacks. Just 3 for the Indians. 5:10 to play here in quarter number 3. Jones wants to drive, gives it off. Lords to Hamlin outside. Jones comes back to get it, top of the key, comes down the right side with Peralta right on him. Bounce it down inside. That's going to be another holding foul as Adamson gets his hand caught in the cookie jar again.
Yeah, Adamson coming from behind, coming around Hess. So 3 quick fouls on Century. They're out of fouls the rest of the half.
And that's basically a quarter and a half. So they have to bring Horrocks back in. He has 2 fouls. Adamson goes to the bench with 3. As they get it into Lords, do the Indians. Back to Jones, top of the key. Peralta comes out on him. Jones backs off just a little bit. Now tries to go right. Looks down the right side, bouncing into the right block to Hess. Wants to back in. Horrocks is there. Takes one punch at the ball, kind of swipes it away. But Jones able to get it back. Takes a 3, no good. The bounce is not going to go in. Rebound by Lords. He crashed into Horrocks and knocked him out of the way. But still, the Diamondbacks have the ball. As a 3-pointer here by Peralta is no good. As Hess has the rebound at the other end. Back to Jones. Here comes Drew quickly back up into the front court. As Peralta almost tackled him. And the ball comes loose and goes into the Preston bench.
A lot of contact there for no foul call.
So Preston will keep the ball right in front of their own bench with 28 seconds on the shot clock. 4:22 to play in the quarter. As Jones comes to get it as he gets away from Peralta. Comes back to Hamlin in the right corner. Will driving. Back to Larson, top of the key. Pulls up, gets it back to Hess. Hess doesn't want to shoot it. Then they lost it. It was his hit away. And Blackhawk has it as they come up the floor. Blackhawk is hammered from behind by Lords.
Let's see what. All the refs stand around and look at each other. Who are they going to call it on?
Nope, it's going to go against Hamlin, not Lords. Hamlin's going to draw his second, and that's just 4 now against the Indians. Harris and Hobbs will be back in for the Indians here after this first free throw, as Elias Blackhawk will go to the line. I'm not sure what they were doing over there. Were they barking or just kind of making just noises?
trying to throw him off.
Hey, either way, the first free throw by Blackhawk was good. It gives him 9 in the game. And now he'll get the second as he tries to cut Preston's lead back down to 10, which he does. So Blackhawk makes them both. He has 10. The lead is 10. And Hobbs has the ball for the Indians. On the left side, it goes to Larson. Back to Harris. Comes back to Hobbs on the right side. Hess now pops to the top of the key. One bounce dribble, holds it there and gives it back to Jones on free throw line extended left.
Got a mismatch in the post. They can find Cruz Harris.
Get it down low. Jones almost travels in the paint. And what do we got? Timeout called by Jones. Thought the ball was going to get called for a 3-second violation. It got stuck down there with 3:41. It's a 10-point lead. And this timeout brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, remember, stop in for tops, bottoms, shoots, and boots, whatever it might be, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston. It's always refreshing to shop where you know you'll be appreciated. It's even better to know that you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciates every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car or truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street, Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, 3:41 to play here in the third. Preston leading by 10 as Horrocks reached out and grabbed Hess, trying to come around the crowd down low.
Yeah, Horrocks being very physical. Him and Hess battling for position in that low post.
Hobbs, turnaround jumper for three, no good. Long rebound comes back to Hobbs in the corner, goes baseline, blocked down low, but the rebound comes back to Hess for the layup. Hess has 8, and it's 42-30. Blackhawk on the angle right, holds it there. As he waits for the cutter to come through, it comes back to Peralta, now back to Blackhawk again. Horrocks comes out to set the screen. Blackhawk driving down the middle, little runner's in.
Got his head and shoulders past the defender. Good job of not fouling him because he had a layup either way.
He's got a dozen in the games. It comes back to Harris in the front court for the Indians. Back to Jones on the right side. Peralta falls down. Harris, Jones brother wants to go baseline, and we've got a little pushing foul down low. As the foul will go against Peralta, that'll be his first. However, that's 7 now against the Diamondbacks, and that's free throw time for the Indians.
Drew Jones, one of our better free throw shooters.
Missed it. Jones, a 79%er, missed the first one. As here comes Peralta back, Pantea back up into the front court. To Blackhawk, jumper there is no good. Harris has good position for the rebound, gets it back to Jones, quickly back up into the front court again. Look down low as it comes back to Hess. Spin move, gets bodied and fouled. Fouls on the floor though against Horrocks, and that's 3 on him.
Hess created that separation with his quick spin move, made Horrocks come body him up and get the foul.
So 8 now against the team, and it's going to send Hess back to the free throw line again, once again to shoot 1 and 1. First one by Tate is good. Tonight's game brought to you by Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.com. Well, that's going to get Horrocks back out of the game again with 3 fouls. As they send Adamson now back in with his 3. Hess's second free throw is no good, and Peralta has the rebound. Gives it off to Pantea back up in the front court. Preston leads by 11. 2:20 to play here in quarter number 3. As Pantea tries to drive, gets cut off and bodied by Hobbs. Shoots over Hobbs off the glass. No. Larson had it, poked away from him as it comes to Harris. Cruz up into the front court. In the corner, back to Hobbs for 3. It's an air ball, but there's Hess to gather it in and put it in. Timeout, another timeout, a full timeout taken here by the Diamondbacks. 45-32 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. And this timeout is brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, stop into Magnolia Road and check out their selections available in most sizes. It's Magnolia Road, downtown Preston, on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball.
Hey ladies, when you're looking to freshen up your wardrobe, there is no need to travel to the big city shopping centers or the dreaded mall. Stay local and head to Magnolia Road in downtown Preston. They offer great prices on the cutest tops, bottoms, sweaters, shoes and boots, and other accessory items. And best of all, everything is size inclusive from small to 3XL. When you shop local, everything you spend stays right here in Preston and Franklin County. Magnolia Road, 27 South State Street in downtown Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com. KACH.
Look at some other scores from around some other games going on here tonight as Lyle, what'd you have for us?
It looks like at the end of 3 in the 5A district tournament, Rigby up 9 on Highland. Of course, Preston played Highland twice this year. And then the halftime score, a little bit of a surprise. Madison and Thunder Ridge knotted up at 27-all at halftime in that district tournament game.
Wow. Remember, Madison's the only team that has beaten
Hillcrest and
Pocatello and Hillcrest both this year.
And we had Thunder Ridge here at our Christmas tournament. We saw them here in December. Yep.
So Preston up 13. That's just about their biggest lead of the game again. With 2 minutes to play here in the third. 45-32. Preston leads. Blackhawk across the top of the key. Pulls up. Doesn't take the shot. Gives it back to Pantea on the left side. Pantea tries to go baseline. Lost it. Able to get it back. Back to Blackhawk again. Free throw line extended left. One bounce dribble. Elevates and hits.
Defenders kind of left him alone there, and he says, why not? Good little shooter.
Blackhawk now leads all scorers in the game with 14. Hobbs looks down the left side, bounces it inside. Oh, taken away by Blackhawk. He got a hand on it and took it away. As I give it back to Pantea in the backcourt. 1:25 to play in the quarter. Pantea quickly, top of the key, stops there. Back to Blackhawk on the left side, free throw line extended. Tells Hobbs he's going to go right. As Adamson comes out to set the pick, goes back to Peralta, back to Blackhawk again. He wants to drive on Hobbs, elevates, shoots over Hobbs, needs a bounce, won't get it. Bull back into the game, pulls Jones down, no foul, as Hess there to grab the rebound. He'll give it back to Harris, less than a minute to play now in the quarter. Back to Hobbs on the left side, wants to drive through the paint. Give it back to Larson, a three from the right side is short. Hess able to corral the rebound there in front of Adamson. Looking, shot clock, plenty of time. Back to Larson, his 3-point this time is no good. Blackhawk has the rebound with 35 seconds to play here in the quarter. Still, the shot clock runs, it's down to 26. About a 6-second difference between shot and game. Peralta directs traffic, comes back to Adamson at the left elbow. His pass is bad, out of bounds. Blackhawk was breaking, turning toward the basket, and the pass from Adamson was behind him.
Yeah, unforced error in that sense. Indians will get a chance to add to their lead. 20 seconds in the quarter.
They lead by 11 as Hobbs walks the dribble across the timeline with 14 left on the clock. They'll sit and they'll wait and let the offense set up as the clock's now down to 8. Hobbs goes down the right side, nothing there. With 5, he comes back to the top of the key, back to Larson. Looks at a wide open 3 and hits it. Hayden Larson gets his first points of the game, a 3 at the buzzer, and Preston leads by 14 at the end of 3. 48-34 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. We'll go to the 4th on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball on KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
105.5 FM KACH.
Hi, we're Braden and Brittany Smith with Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency.
We're Preston proud and Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Jan Stone with Northern Title of Preston, and we are Preston proud, Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Bill Chambers from North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and we are Preston proud and Idaho strong.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Larson. I'm with HK Auto, and we are Dayton proud and Idaho strong.
We're Preston proud, Idaho strong, serving Franklin County and beyond.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Good look at the student section, all dressed up in white tonight as both teams come back out on the floor in the fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Papa J's, home of the world-class jerky over in Clifton.
The Indians will start with the ball. And Dan, according to my stats, always unofficial, Tate Hess already has a double-double starting the fourth quarter, 11 points, 11 boards so far for Tate Hess.
That would be back-to-back games and his 4th of the year. Harris down low off the glass, but it won't go down.
And they'll get Horrocks again. For him,
that's going to be 4 on him.
Yeah, Adamson and Horrocks keep tagging in and out as they accumulate fouls. It's like a wrestling tag team. I'm in, you're out.
So Harris back to the line again, as the first one is good. In that last game up at Century, Tate Hess finished with 10 points and 13 rebounds.
Wow, excellent work on the boards there.
And with another double-double tonight, that's his 4th of the year. So if Harris makes the first one, he'll line up the second. That's going to be short as it's taken out of the air there by Peralta. He gives it off to Pantea up in the front court. Corner to Blackhawk, back to Pantea. Elevates for a 3 and hits it. Gives him 14 in the game, and it's 49-37. Back to a 12-point lead again for Preston. As Hobbs pulls it back out. Harris comes to meet the ball at the right elbow. Lob it down low to Hess. Bull now guarding him. Hess backs in. Bull just flops to try to draw the foul And the referee stands there and looks at him and laughs. As Hess with the layup now has a dozen. Back out top. Adamson had it stripped away. Adamson's got to dive for it, and a timeout called by Ryan Frost, the head coach of Century, just to avoid the traveling violation. 7:05 to play. Preston leads 51-37. It's a 30-second timeout on this Bailey Beckstead real estate presentation of Preston Indian basketball.
In 1996, my father, Jay Moyle, started producing gourmet beef jerky in the foothills of Clifton, Idaho. Now, over 20 years later, Papa Jay's beef jerky is a staple of the Franklin County community. Family run since the beginning, the modern way of making jerky here at Papa Jay's is the old-fashioned way. Absolutely no shortcuts are taken in producing the finest quality and most delicious smoked meat you can find. Come over to Papa Jay's and bite into a tender, flavorful stick of Papa Jay's, and your view of jerky will never be the same. 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
51-37, Preston on top here in the fourth. 7:05 to play. As Pantea gets the ball in the front court. Preston with a sizable lead, but still have to be careful. As Blackhawk drives down the middle and lost it as he dribbled it off his foot and out of bounds.
The ball was tipped by the Indians, and Blackhawk, like you said, right off his foot.
Hardest thing to do in sports, beat the same team 3 different times in the same year. As Preston now 6.5 minutes away from doing it here. Hobbs up to the top of the key, bounces it to Harris. Harris fakes left, goes right all the way, lay it up and in. Good move by Cruz. Blackhawk spin move, back down low. Travels before he can go up.
Shifted pivot feet.
So 6.5 to play. Preston's lead is 53-37. They lead by 16. As Hobbs back up to the front court. Bounce it to Harris. Goes around Adamson, runs into Adamson, charging. I'm not going to say it.
Well, yeah. Good strong move.
Good strong flop.
Now we're waiting a minute for Hess to tie his shoes. We'll come back the other way.
So the charging foul against
Harris has a look on his face that says, I'm not really sorry.
No, not at all. He takes that down low every night. Richie Bull hits him once. Now bring it back out to Pantea, top of the key. Spin move from the right elbow. Can't get a shot. Wants to back in. Visit to Peralta. Now gets it back. Back to Blackhawk. Free throw line extended left. He hits the three.
Kid can shoot. No question about that.
Gives him 17 in the game. Cuts the lead down to 13. Harris again. Down on Blackhawk. Now makes the same move and hangs in the air and takes it off the glass. Pantea back to Blackhawk. Not sure if anybody remembers Elgin Baylor, but he had that same move. Hang in the air, let everybody else come down, and then he still shoots over the top of them.
Yeah, a little double clutch.
Pantea back to Bull. 3 from the left side. Good. Wow, nice shot. 55-43 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard.
Yeah, Diamondbacks hanging around, only down 12.
Bounce it back to Harris, dump it down low to Hess, off the glass and in. And another timeout on the floor. Hess now with 14, and this is another timeout. This will be a full timeout called by the Indians, as this timeout brought to you by Magnolia Road. Ladies, stop in and update your look today in downtown Preston. This is a Bailey Beckstead real estate team presentation of Preston Indian basketball on KACH and on mylocalradio.com. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors is the best provider of power sport vehicles right here in downtown Preston. Vehicles and equipment from brand names that you know and trust, like Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. Stop in and let us get you ready for your next adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts, 777 North State Street, Preston.
They say the 3 most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. and not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you'll get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Preston with a 57-43 lead here as we play in the fourth.
So the Indians have
5 minutes exactly to play. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say the Indians have led at the end of the first and at halftime led at the end of third, trying to hang on here and notch a win in the opening round of the district tournament.
Fourth quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Papa J's Jerky and Deli in Preston. Stop in for their world-class jerky or order it online at papajs.com. So here comes Pantea back up into the front court, gives it over on the right side there to Blackhawk. Back to Pantea, elevates for a three, and a foul called. Foul's going to go on Lords across the arm on the three-point shot, and Pantea is going to go to the second time to the line tonight to shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah, you have to think down 12, they're going to shoot a lot of threes. You got to be ready for that and not hit their arm.
First one by Pantea is no good. In the first meeting between the two teams this year, as he makes the second, Pantea had 16. That free throw gives him 15 in the game. And he can even that mark with this one, which he makes.
You have to think Pantea, Blackhawk, and Bull are going to be launching the threes here in the last 5 minutes or so.
The lead is 12, 57-45, Preston on top. As Harris driving, spinning in the paint, runs into Horrocks just back into the game, and turnover against the Indians.
Yeah, probably one that he could have passed out as they collapsed down in on him.
So Horrocks outside the arc to receive the pass. Back to Pantea in a crowd. Back to Blackhawk in the right corner. His three is no good. Tapped once, tapped twice. It's Hobbs to come in and recover, and then he's tackled from behind. Horrocks wants a traveling call, but he hadn't hit the floor yet. So it's going to be a holding foul. Holding foul against Richie Bull. That'll be 4 on him. And now Preston will find themselves in the double bonus, so Hobbs will walk to the other end and shoot 2. So here's Hobbs at the line. First one good. For Cam, you saw his percentage from the free throw line. He was up in the upper 80s last year, and he's only down to about 55% at the start of the night. As the foul shot, no good. Bull with the rebound. Blackhawk tries to drive the baseline, kick it off in the corner. Peralta, Pantea's shot is no good. As again it comes to Hobbs back up in the front court. Hobbs with a wild dribble all the way, slayed up, no good. As Hess hit it, kept it free, gets it down low. Good block there by Horrocks, who comes over now and wants to get into Hess's face.
It was clean up top, but there was all kinds of body contact down below.
He comes over, he's talking because he blocked Hess, and Lords was just laughing at him. Comes to Jones off to the inbound pass, spins in the paint. Still trying to get rid of it. Gets it back outside to Hobbs for 3. Too long. Horak holding on to Hess. Ball's loose in the paint. Lords has it. Bull falls on top of him. And no indication yet from either side.
Probably just a held ball. Let's see.
They're going to call it a held ball, and it's going to belong to Century. So 3:47 to play. 13-point lead for the Indians. 58-45. Pantea back up into the front court. Comes back to Bull. Inside again, back to Horrocks. Almost gets tied up by Lords, and the second time Lords is to reach and foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure you need to double Horrocks in the post. Maybe let Hess just handle that one-on-one.
That's 3 on Cam, or Cade rather. 7 on the team, and it's going to send Horrocks to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1, and the first one is good. Harris tried to go up for the rebound. What he thought was going to come out, and Bull was underneath and almost undercut him.
Yeah, referee Greg Harding goes in and talks to the two of them and says, all right, guys.
So Lords comes out with 3.5 to play. Hamlin back into the game. Still a 12-point lead for the Indians. Horrock's second free throw rolls out this time, and Harris has the rebound. Cruz pushes up into the front court. Jones tells him, hey, slow down, and let's work the clock here a little bit as they give it to Hobbs. Hobbs back across the top of the key with Pantea on him, comes back to Harris at the left elbow. Fakes the give there, comes down to paint, lay it off. There's Hess, put it up and in, and the foul on Horrocks. Hess has 16, Horrocks has 4 fouls. Nope, make it 5 fouls, my bad.
Yeah, and I've got Hess for 17. I got him with a 1 for 2 from the line as well. Before this trip, I should say, yep.
Could be. So here's Hess at the free throw line trying to complete the 3-point play. Preston up by 14 again. Free throw is a little bit too long, and Bull finally able to pull in the rebound. 3:10 to play, 60-46, 14-point lead. Shot by Pantea is short. Hobbs up high to get the rebound. He'll walk the dribble back toward the midcourt stripe. Gets it into the front, 47 feet. Give it back over here to Harris. Back to Hamlin. Hobbs from the left corner. Good for a 3. Hobbs for 3. He now has 15. Blackhawk takes a 3 of his own. No good. Jones with the rebound there. Comes back up quickly into the front court. Into the corner. Hamlin. He'll launch a 3. No good. Harris there with the rebound. The putback is no good, but he's fouled. Elias Blackhawk's going to draw the foul. That's just his second, but still with 10 on the team. And it's going to get Harris a 3-point play opportunity as Titan Knapp will be in here in just a second. As Harris makes the first. Knapp will come in to replace Tate Hess, who had kind of a tough week.
Yeah, Hess came out, played an excellent ball game tonight. Notches that double-double as we talked about.
Harris is second, no good. And Knapp almost had the rebound, but couldn't quite secure it. So here comes Pantea back up into the front court. 64-46. Preston leading by 18 now as a foul. Harris will draw the foul. And that's going to be 3 now on Cruz and 8 on the team. So here's Adamson at the line, trying to dig into what is the biggest lead of the game here for the Indians. The front of the 1-and-1 is no good. Harris had it, dropped it out of bounds with Peralta going flying by. So the 18-point lead, again, as we mentioned, the biggest lead of the game here for Preston. 2:22 to play. Blackhawk to get it in. Looks inside, nothing there. Come outside to Peralta. Whip it back out top to Bull on the angle left. Gives it back to Blackhawk. Blackhawk back across the top of the key. Now looks down the right side. Adamson comes out to set the screen. Double team there as they give it back to Peralta. Back to the top of the key. Wants to drive. Stumbles. Finds himself down on the baseline and threw it away.
Yeah, 22-second possession for Century there. They don't get a shot off. Not what Coach Frost was looking for.
So 2:01 to play, and that's going to get Reggie Larson into the game. And Cam Hobbs will leave.
Nice hand for Cam as he comes out. Played a good, strong game as well.
I have Cam with 15 in the game here tonight. So the inbound pass comes to Harris. Here comes Cruz as he cruises all the way up into the front court. Comes right in front of the Preston bench, runs into Bull. Bull knocks him down. That's a foul on Bull.
Harris and Bull been kind of going at it all night.
And that's 5 now on Bull as he's out of the game. That was a little bit of a body foul there, almost like Bull was fed up being in the game. So here's Harris back to the line again. First one by Cruz, no good. Tonight's game brought to you by Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West.
Looks like Winder will come in for Harris.
Harris
shooting a free throw.
Free throw's no good, so Winder's going to have to wait. As Pantea runs it back up into the front court. Gives it back. Spencer wants to drive, and Payne makes the layup left-handed. So 1:35 to play. Jones back up in the front court. Jones comes back to Hamlin on the right side. Harris, top of the key. Clock winds down to 1:25, 64-48, Preston on top. Jones on the left side, bounces it inside as it comes to Knapp. Back outside, Hamlin looks at another three. That's just a little short as Harris with the rebound taps it to Knapp. Knapp says his bank shot is a little wild. Looking a little wild and woolly out there on the floor now as Preston gets the ball back with 1:03 to play. Comes back again to Harris. Harris driving down the paint, has his shot blocked from behind by Adamson, gets his own rebound, blocked again by Adamson, and then Harris with a push on Blackhawk pushed him out of bounds.
I thought both those blocks were pretty clean. A little bit of frustration foul there for Cruz.
Cruz Harris comes out. Carson Winder is going to come in. For Winder, this is only the 5th game all year that he has appeared in. He has not played in any of the last 8 games overall.
Yeah, junior, fine football player for the Preston Indian football team. And Hobbs, also Colton, that's Colton Hobbs in the game.
Colton Hobbs in.
Number 22 for the Indians.
Hamlin leaves the game as well, and the first free throw here by Blackhawk is good. So Preston with 5 guys on the floor off the bench here for the final 49 seconds as Blackhawk makes the second free throw as well. That gives him 17. So Reggie Larson brings the ball up into the front court. Throws it over to Coulter. Coulter comes back to Winder. Back over to Larson. Looks down inside. Oh, nice little flip pass down low to Knapp. And Titan Knapp is on the score sheet. They make it 66-50 with 25 seconds to play. Pantea with a 3, no good. Rebound inside as Spencer Payne, I thought he said he stepped out of bounds, but they're going to call the out of bounds violation against the Indians.
Yeah, Coulter Moffitt wearing 0 for the Indians in on that play.
So gets it in, down low, back to Adamson, shoots around Knapp and in. So under 10 seconds left, 66-52. Preston's going to move on to another matchup with Pocatello coming up on Friday night. Make your plans to come over to the pit to join us. If it's anything like the first 2, it ought to be a dandy as Preston wins tonight by 14.
Yeah, great game tonight by the Indians. You know, you get out of it without any injuries. You win at home. You take care of business, I guess is what I'm saying. And then, like you said, boy, we've had some really good, tough matchups against Pocatello Thunder. Get another one Friday night on their court. Hopefully a lot of our fans and students will travel for that.
66-52, the final. Preston wins it on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball. Stay tuned. The postgame show is next. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires. Stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors, Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. Now stay tuned for the Rouse Construction Postgame Show, coming up next.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but confused where to even begin the process? Come to the most trusted and longest established real estate group in Franklin County with Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team.
We've been a proud part of this community since 1979 when my dad, Scott Beckstead, began here in Preston. Since our founding, we've come to know the importance of honesty and promoting a community of giving back. Contact me, Bailey Beckstead, and our team at Beckstead Real Estate for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or renting.
There's no better family activity than a night out at the movies. Worm Creek Opera House Theater on State Street in Preston is your local home for first-run family movies. The historic theater offers top-flight comfort, the coolest refreshments, and quality entertainment, all at family prices. Stop by the Worm Creek Opera House at 70 South State Street in downtown Preston. For tickets, show times, and a list of upcoming attractions, go to wormcreek.org.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap the just completed game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at what's ahead for the Preston teams. The postgame show is brought to you by Rouse Construction, building quality designer homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. For more information, call 435-232-1837. Well, on the day that pitchers and catchers report for spring training, the Indians pull off a nice win at home in the first round of the district tournament. It's almost a perfect day.
Yeah, you know, the Indians, they had 30 at half. They wind up with 66, so hit right about their average there. And it wasn't a perfect game by any means, but they played much better in the second half, rallied around, and hit enough shots to come out with a nice win. And, you know, that's what you play all season for, that seeding, to be able to play at home, and you get one here, what you need to do. So now you shift that focus up to Pocatello and go play the Thunder at the Pit, try to steal one there. And the way it works, if our fans remember, if Preston happens to beat Pocatello Friday night, Preston then has home court advantage next time they play.
Right. So that is the scenario what will come up Friday night, as the two teams will meet at the Pit coming up, as Preston will try to advance again throughout the district tournament. For the Indians now, they have now led Century in 9 consecutive quarters. So, you know, it's been, although sometimes it's not quite pretty, it is good enough to where the Indians are able to push forward and keep momentum going.
Yeah, Century, you know, kind of an interesting season for them. They had Harwell, the amazing, talented freshman last season, but then he went to play for Wasatch Academy, and so whatever plans they'd made to build their offense and team around him had to be refigured. Coach Frost has got his guys. They play tough. They play competitive. They always play, you know, to the final buzzer. You give them a lot of credit for the way they play. But the Indians, you know, came out, took care of business, and come away ultimately with a nice double-digit 14-point win.
So for the Indians, they'll look forward to Pocatello coming up on Friday night. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the stats. This is the Rouse Construction postgame show. Rouse Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Call for more information at 435-232-1837. We'll look at the stats when we come back on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball on KACH and on mylocalradio.com. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but confused where to even begin the process? Come to the most trusted and longest established real estate group in Franklin County with Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team.
We've been a proud part of this community since 1979 when my dad, Scott Beckstead, began here in Preston. Since our founding, we've come to know the importance of honesty and promoting a community of giving back. Contact me, Bailey Beckstead, and our team at Beckstead Real Estate for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, or renting.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, let's take a look at the stats from the game. Brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to you to chance. Call the Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency, at 208-852-1340. For the Diamondbacks in the game, they get good numbers out of Luke Pantea, who finished with 17. Elias Blackhawk finished with 18, but they couldn't get any closer as the Indians walked away with the victory. Spencer Payne finished with 4, 2 points in the game for Kevin Adamson. Richie Bull had 5 before he fouled out. Charles Horak had 3 before he fouled out. And Gianfranco Peralta did not score in the game.
For the Indians, Dan, we'll start off with the team numbers. The Indians go 15 for 26 on twos. Excellent percentage there. 7 for 19 on threes, so they do knock down 7 3 balls tonight, and they go 11 for 23 on free throws. Not ideal, less than 50% on the free throws. Individual scoring, Cam Hobbs and Tate Hess each notched 15. Hobbs went 3 for 5 on twos, 2 for 4 on threes, and 3 from 4 from the free throw line. And also at least 4 rebounds, couple of assists, couple of steals for Cam. Drew Jones, kind of an unusual stat line tonight. He did not attempt a 2-point field goal, but he goes 3 for 6 on threes, 1 for 2 from the line for 10. And I have Drew with at least 5 rebounds tonight. Great work on the board tonight for Drew. Tate Hess, those 15 points, I've got him with 11 rebounds and notches a double-double. Cade Lords, 4 points. He goes 1 for 1, 0 for 1 on threes, and 2 for 3 from the line. Will Hamblin had 6 points. He goes 2 for 8 on 3-point field goal attempts. Cruz Harris off the bench has 9. He goes 3 for 5 and 3 for 7 from the line. I had Cruz with at least 6 boards and 3 assists as well. Titan Knapp got in the game, scored a layup there in the fourth quarter for 2 points. Caden Larson had 3 points on 1 for 4 from the line and 0 for 1. Sorry, he had a 3-pointer. Put that in the wrong column. 1 for 4 on threes and 0 for 1 on the line. So Indians up 17-12 at the end of 1. They were up 30-23 at half. 34 that is at the end of 3, and then they finished the game 66-52 for the Indians tonight.
For Tate Hess, that's is his 16th game in double figures this year, and the 4th time he has put together a double-double.
Yeah, excellent work. You know, he had a size advantage tonight on almost anyone guarding him, but even so, you still have to go get the rebounds. Just being tall isn't enough. He did a great job tonight on that. And worth mentioning, we've been tracking the turnovers tonight. The Indians with 8 turnovers in the first half did a much better job taking care of the ball in the second half. I had them for 3 turnovers only in the second half, so they finished with 11 on the game.
Very good. So 66-52, the final. We'll take our last break, see if Coach Jones is able to come out of the locker room. We'll have more after this. As we come right back here to Preston Gym as the Indians pick up a win here in the first game of the district tournament.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837. Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in the Cache Valley, offering freshly baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup. Just download the Crumble app or visit their website.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, I don't see anybody coming out of the locker room here as of yet, so Lyle will press forward and get a final thought or two from you.
Yeah, the Indians, you're playing mid-February, and you're playing for March now. All those tough games you played in the beginning of the season get you ready for this. And, you look at the Indians' losses, Dan, not a bad loss on the Indians' schedule in terms of someone just they really shouldn't have lost a game to. So now you get a chance to go take on Pocatello. You've lost to them twice. In both games, the Indians have led by 8 points in the second half. And then, Pocatello's been able to eke out a win. So you have to feel like if you're Preston, we can play with these guys. We can beat these guys. We're going to have to play well to do it, though.
So that comes up Friday night, and that'll be our next broadcast of Preston basketball. Still kind of up in the air if the game's going to be on KACH or just on mylocalradio.com. It'll depend on what is going on at the state tournament with the Westside girls, as they'll be in action for their first game coming up tomorrow. It's a 5 o'clock tip-off from Bishop Kelly High School, and Cody Olson will have that game for you. We'll also have the boys game from Westside after that game as well, as they're taking on Bear Lake tomorrow night. So I don't see Coach Jones, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. As Lyle will say thank you for your work here again tonight, and thanks for being here.
I'll see you in Pocatello.
That's right. The executive producer of KCH Radio Sports is Val Cook. The associate producer is Cody Olson. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly, and our stage manager here at Preston has been Jonathan Gilbert. Remind you the final score is the Indians win 66-52. Until next time, for Lyle Fuller, I'm Dan Hubbard, saying thanks for joining us on this Bailey Beckstead Real Estate Team presentation of Preston Indian basketball here on KACH and on mylocalradio.com. Until next time, good night from here at Preston.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.